welcome to another video by Shadow Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing, finally, Valum. And so, sorry for the late review. I had a few difficulties with the audio, and I didn't have time to, come back and review this guy, but I'm getting him up now, and so hopefully it's not, too long of a wait. I mean, it's probably like a week or so. But, yeah. Here he is in his ship mode. As you can see, it's kind of a odd ship mode. I have this gear sticking up here, but that doesn't bother me all that much. Yeah, I do like his ship mode. I think it's cool. One thing it really does remind me of, if we pick it up and look at it from the top, it kind of reminds me of the Transformers Prime ship mode for Megatron. And I'll see if I can picture that in, let's see, over on this side or something, so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm saying. Because he has the prongs back here being the feet, and has this like this from the chest, and the wings are pretty different. But I mean, I think you get what I'm saying. It does kind of resemble that Megatron ship mode. Hopefully I can find a good picture for that. But anyway, yeah, it is kind of gappy. Because you have gap here, and two gaps here. But you can see that as being stylistic choices, there's just gaps in the ship for unique design. But I mean, I guess that's up to you if you built this guy. Anyway, yeah, in the back he has his feet here being those prongs. Yeah, these red chest plates leading down into them, which is nice. And you have this head right here, which I folded down because every time I had it folded up back here, the mouth would keep popping off because it didn't really fit between these two chest plates. Back here you can see I have the wings kind of resting on the legs to kind of keep them symmetrical, I guess. And yeah, if you're weight here. And this figure is kind of a combination between Kopaka and Tahu. After seeing a Kaita mock reviewed on someone else's YouTube channel, I kind of wanted to build something like that, but since I only had two toe at the time, I decided to put them together and kind of form kind of a combination between them. And so this is what I got. Yeah, so here he is. Has this gear on, not gear, the gear's on the top. Here's the bottom view. So yeah, you can see that. A lot of exposed technicals if that's not what you're into. Yeah, bottom's not always the prettiest view, but I do think it's a pretty nice ship mode. You can fly around pretty nice. Just kind of hold it back here around the mask area or head area and just fly it around. Tahu's swords are wings once again because that's expected because they're large pieces and they're good for wings. Did leave the flames in them, and they will become Tahu swords in robot mode. But yeah, that's all I have for ship mode. So yeah, let's get to transformation. So what you want to do, transform, is you're going to pull out these wings like this, twist the arm around like that, and then just kind of straighten it out and put it off to the side. You do the same on the other side. Put that off to the side. Just make sure. Oh yeah, I did include a gearbox on this one too, or just this one. I did take out the actual mechanism because that was way too loose to support the arms with the weapons now, and I'll talk about that in a later video. Anyway, here you have the arms. Now what you want to do is you want to pull out these legs. Let's see how I can do this. Or back here, you just want to pull them out, spin them down, and straighten them like that, then pull them down. So do that on both sides. And there you go. Next you want to kind of spread the legs out. Then what you want to do is try to move the shoulder pads like this, so that they're kind of out of the way. And you kind of put the arms down under them. So like that. And you can take the chest and fold it up. Now here what you want to do is kind of hard to show. See, this bone piece's angles at the flat edge is facing up. You want to spin that so that the flat edge is facing forward towards this piece. Then you want to kind of rest this on there to widen out the chest. So let's show you that again. Like that and like that. So let's just make these symmetrical, so it should look like that. And you may be having a little bit of trouble seeing because it's white on white, but well, I do have another background, but those are green, and so I really don't think I would change those if I wanted to. So now you spin the head around like that, put this on his chest, and make sure these are angled well. Little things, straighten them out, put his legs under him, like so, and pull his arms down. Make sure those axles for the gearbox are pushed in. Make sure the chest is all the way in. Yeah, so here you have Valum in his robot mode. A fairly nice looking robot mode. He is quite big and, like powerful looking and buff, I guess. But, it's because, like I said, I based this off a Kaita, and the Kaita I based it off was Akamai. And so when I saw that Akamai mock, he had a lot of, bulk to him. He was pretty bulky. So I kind of wanted to, I guess, replicate that in this guy. Plus, I kind of wanted to use Megatron's, Transformers Prime Megatron's transformation, where the chest folded down and opened up to form the front of his ship. And I was able to do that. And, it worked out. He turned out really good. I do very much like him. And for once, we don't have to angle the camera up that much to see the whole figure. Not saying anything. But, here he is in his robot mode. And you can see he is, I guess, pretty fair balance between Kopaka and Tahu. I do think there's just maybe a slightly more Tahu contribution in this mock. So what he has, he has the red, around. He has the white and silver, some gold, which is Kopaka and Tahu. You have these red shoulder pads. I think Tahu's chest plates are good as shoulder pads. I've been trying to use them like that for a long time. Does have this, Tahu flame sword as his weapon, and he does have this secondary weapon right here. It's kind of a underhanded, kind of tonfa or just blade. You could put that on. Well, I mean, probably wouldn't be showing this now normally, but why not? You kind of put that on using this red axle, just like so. So you can wield that like that, or you can put it on backwards, or just different ways. And this stores on his back, we're just not using it. So you can just slide this little space through this and it'll just stay there. But anyway, getting back to the main review, yeah, here he is. He's a pretty nice figure. I do like him. He looks really good. He looks really powerful. And for his mass power, I'm going to say, just to harken back to the original Kanoe How, his mask is going to be the mask of shielding for this guy. His name Valum, partly because I wanted to name him something like Valor, because Akamai is the master of valor. And so this mask on Valum is going to be the mask of shielding, just to kind of throw back to the original Kanoe How, which, if you didn't know, was the original mask of fire. But yeah, this is Trans Orange, and this comes with the Bionicle Hero Pack, a promotional poly bag. I don't think they still sell it anymore. I don't really know if they do, but I doubt they do at this point because it came out a couple months ago. So if you want to get yourself these, you probably have to look on Amazon and eBay. Just make sure not to pay too much for it. I mean, besides the Trans Orange mask, it comes with Blue Skull Spider, Map of Okoto, some really cool stickers, and the instructions, I guess. But yeah, so just make sure not to pay like $1,000 for it or something. Anyway, let's go to his articulation. His head can't look down at all, but it can look all the way up. He can look side to side, and he can tilt, as you can see. His shoulder pads will get out of the way in just about any pose. Just have a little trouble in the mask area, and just be careful not to knock your mask off. But moving them up, let's show it. You can go up this far the shoulders, go back, forward, not this far because of his larger chest, and he has this little bit of rotation. He can bend at the elbow about 90 degrees, But since his elbow is a complete ball joint, he can also rotate inward like this. And that's very kind of key and very crucial to both of his vehicle modes, because that adds a very needed amount of articulation for both of them. And his hand can't go out very far, but you can do pretty much everything else. Now for his legs, and I pop the mask off. His legs can go back, they can go forward, they can go out, they can go in a little bit, bend at the knee a little bit less than 90 degrees. The foot can't go forward, but it can go back, and it can go side to side, and it can rotate. So yeah, he has a pretty good amount of articulation, a little bit limited in a few places, but still he's a good figure. And limitations hopefully shouldn't get in the way, unless you have this guy sitting down and, you know, he can't bend his legs all the way to 90 degrees. But yeah, you know, just talking about some of his highlights, you know, he has some Kopaka down here with these large chest plates on the front, and some white armor and white feet. Has the trans blue bone piece down here. It's about as tall as Kopaka, which is, you know, not that bad, because Kopaka is only like a friction extender's length smaller than Tahu. But you know, heavier Tahu, kind of thigh armor from him. A little bit of red here. Kopaka's printed chest piece is right here. You have Kopaka's thigh armor right on the sides. Have Tahu's chest plates as shoulder pads. A little bit of the gold armor from Kopaka, some gold from Tahu, and then some trans orange, along with a trans blue hand and trans blue bone piece up here. And you know, here's the trans orange mask, and you know, that's about it. I did use Tahu's gearbox because I wanted to. I did lock it, like I said, because it was way too loose to hold up the arms with the weapons, and I'll talk about that in some other video. But yeah, he's a fairly nice figure. I do very much like him because he's cool, and you know, he fights kind of with valor. He fights with honor. He's an honorable fighter, that type of thing. And he has the massive shielding, like I said, so you can generate shields like the original Kanoi How or original Mask of Fire could do. So yeah. So now let's transform him into his next mode. And now you guys are like, what? Since when does he build guys with more modes? Well, I did in the Hero Factory mock line. If you go back a while, search up like Raptorix, or you know, I think it was Double I or something. You know, that guy. Anyway, so to transform into his next mode, you're going to need this. Now, this is really what this was built for. His next mode. So I'm gonna angle down so hopefully you can see a little bit more. So, what you want to do is you're going to kind of bend the legs up like this, at an angle. Then bend them down, then put the feet in like that. So do that on both sides. Then, what you want to do is take this, point the ice blade down and back, and slide that in there, and attach it to one of the feet. Like this. Then you're going to use the other side to attach the other foot. Like that, and that'll keep the legs together and kind of at the same angle. So now that's what you have. That's what you want to do is pull this chest up like that, then pull these kind of back like so. Then, oh, I realized I just forgot a piece. Oh great. Anyway, the head just kind of folds back. And I'll show you what to do with the chest plates after I go get that piece. Alright, so I have the piece. It was just a 3-long axle that goes in one of the hands. I think it was this one over here. It goes on the back just for this mode. So now what you want to do is you're going to take the arms and kind of move the shoulder pads out, angle it down a little more. What you want to do is you're going to pull the arms up, bend them like this, and then bend the hands backwards because this is on the bottom. So if you bend the hands this way, then the axe will be facing out, and that won't work. So just kind of do it like that. And this is where that extra ball joint really helps, because you can bend the arms in further than you could if it had just a normal elbow joint. So just going to kind of angle it under this blue pin and try to get the other arm down there. Actually, you can just do this all outside of there. Just come up here and attach them with the axle, like so. in. You can kind of pull this forward and pull this back in order to get it down in there, like so. And you can fold this back as far as you can in the chest. So then you can kind of put these shoulder plates wherever you desire. I'm going to pop his mask off as I put them up here. And like I said, you can just kind of angle these back. Now let me get the mask and put that back on. And now what you're going to do is take his swords and slide them into these right here, like this, so that they're flat on the ground, and that's that the serrated edge is facing outward. And kind of serrated edge. I'm not sure if you call this a serrated edge. So like that, form kind of a platform for him. Then you could pull his feet down, you know, kind of make sure everything's good. And fiddle with them a little bit. And here we have Valum in his second vehicle mode, a hover car. And maybe it's a little bit more of a tank, but you know, I still like to think of it as just like a heavily armored car or something. But yeah, here he is. Let me angle up a little bit so it's easier for you guys to see. And yeah, you know, this one's a pretty nice vehicle mode too. I do prefer the ship though, because I think the ship is cooler. Plus this is just a little bit less of a kind of transformation, I guess. Basically you just pull the feet forward, put them together, and then fold up the chest and put the hands behind it. I mean, at the core of it, you could basically just stand this guy up from the front. So if you don't like that, then this one is kind of disappointing. But anyway, you know, here it is. It's a pretty cool car. I do like it. Unfortunately, it doesn't rest on the ground because of this gear and the length of the axle. If you took these off, it would rest on these sword pieces and just slide along smoothly. But I have mine on because I want to. There's an exposed ball joint right here, so if you don't like that, then I don't know. Not really many ways to cover that up because of the head in robot mode. But yeah, you know, has this ice blade on the bottom here. There's not really much you can do about that though, so you're just gonna have to deal with that one. And it does have this red axle sticking up here, but that is just, you know, you just push that down and it's not so obvious. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good vehicle mode. I did base this one off of the Transformers Prime Shockwave, so I'll see if I can find a picture of his tank to put right here. If not, then there's just a weird empty space. But yeah, hopefully you can see kind of the similarities, where I pull the feet forward to form the front and there's the chest right here. But yeah, you know, it's not as nice as a ship, I don't think, but it's still pretty cool. Here's a side view. There's this large gap here, unfortunately. And you can kind of adjust the angle of the legs if you want to. I think there's a little bit of, you know, kind of limitation because this ice blade is down there, but other than that, you can kind of angle them just however you want. You can make them completely straight if you want, or if you don't want it, then, you know, yeah. Here's the bottom view. You can see all that. Yeah, there is a big gap here, but I guess that one kind of makes more sense since the legs are coming up to the front. I mean, I think you guys get it, you know, the legs are going to make that gap because they're coming up and forming this area, you know, kind of the nose. But they do come back together, so, you know, it's all up to you. But yeah, I do think this guy's cool. Has some nice kind of engine detail, I guess, back here with those pistons showing. His head is pretty obvious, but, I mean, there's not really much you can do about that. Just maybe folded it forward. No, I don't think that would do much. So I just kind of have it resting back here. You can see it as a booster since the mask is strange orange. Or if you use the red one, that could work as well. And you can see through this large gap, but you can see that as being a, you know, booster too. But yeah, you know, I do really like Valum. He's a really cool figure, and I think he's just awesome all around. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. Anything else? Not really. So, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more mock content. And I will see you guys later.